that for the last 4 decades, we've had trade deficits in the United States of America, and nobody said it was an emergency? Democratic and Republican presidents? You know what that says to me? That it's not an emergency, because it hasn't been for 4 decades. It says to me that we should bring tariffs back to the United States Congress so that we can make that determination, as the Constitution has said.
All right, folks, today we need to talk about something that went down in Congress, and honestly, it was glorious. Representative Gregory Meeks absolutely torched Scott Bessent, one of Trump's economic allies, in a hearing that pulled no punches. The topic? Trump's tariffs, trade, and economic hypocrisy. Buckle up.
Mr. Bessent, I'm just a plain, simple man, the average, everyday American is looking at this hearing today. So can you tell me first, does trade deficits constitute a national emergency?
The hollowing out of the U.S. manufacturing
No, just yes or no.
class.
Yes or no? Yes or no?
It's a national emergency, sir.
It does. It does. You're telling me trade deficits equals a national or creates
Persistent and prolonged.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And do you know also, sir, that for the last 4 decades, we've had trade deficits in the United States of America, and nobody said it was an emergency? Democratic and Republican presidents? You know what that says to me? That it's not an emergency, because it hasn't been for 4 decades. It says to me that we should bring tariffs back to the United States Congress so that we can make that determination, as the Constitution has said, and not try to go around Congress. That's just unbelievable to me. Let me ask this question. Maybe I missed it. Who was the president, and who has been the president since January 20th, 2025?
Donald J. Trump.
Okay. And who was the president in 2024?
One believes President Biden.
One believes? Are you one of those non-believers that the election, the American people didn't vote?
I am not.
You're not? You said one believes? Do you believe in the Constitution of the United States and it should be abided
I believe in the Constitution of the United States.
So you believe in it without any second thought. You don't have to think about it. You believe in it and you would abide by it. Is that correct?
I have and I do, sir.
Okay. But do you know that a president has said he may or may not? He don't know? Let me ask this question. I couldn't believe my ears. Sunday, during NBC's Meet the Press, President Trump credited himself for the strong economy in 2024 when Joe Biden was president, but then he blamed President Biden for a weak economy in 2025 when he was president. Now, I'm not so sure how the American people puts that together. In 2024, strong economy, he tries to take the credit. In 2025, when he's the president, he blames Joe Biden. That doesn't make sense to me. I don't think it makes sense to most Americans. And I hope, Mr. Secretary, you're a businessman, it doesn't make sense to you either. It can't possibly make sense to you. Let me ask this question. If a government, say, look, Argentina, I remember when I came here, and Argentina kept failing to pay its debt. Not once or twice or 3 times. And we were all upset about it, and we said that they needed a host, somebody needed to take over their government. You know, somebody should help the president of Argentina. If the United States or didn't pay his debt or something like that, we'd be very upset about that if we couldn't pay our debt. I mean, that's one of our focuses. Is that not correct?
Sir, the United States will always meet its debt obligations.
Always. Well, let me ask you this. Donald Trump, the deal maker, and you didn't answer Ms. Velasquez's questions, no deals, although he said 3 weeks ago that there would be deals. But Donald Trump, not once, not twice, not 3 times, not 4 times, not 5 times, but 6 times failed to pay his debts and his business and went bankrupt. And you're going to call that a good business, man?
The gentleman's time has expired.
company.
The gentleman's time has expired. The gentlewoman from Missouri, Ms. Wagner, the chair of our subcommittee on capital markets, is recognized for 5 minutes.
I thank you, Mr. Chairman, and I will try to keep my...
So first off, trade deficits. Bessent tries to claim that there's some kind of national emergency. Really? We've had trade deficits for 40 years through Reagan, Bush, Clinton, Obama, and suddenly now it's a crisis? Come on, Meeks called it like it is. If it wasn't a crisis for 4 decades, it sure as hell isn't one now. This is just more of the same MAGA fear-mongering to justify power grabs. And Meeks is right. Tariffs are taxes, plain and simple. They hurt working families and small businesses. Trump's obsession with using tariffs like some macho economic weapon is a joke, and it's time Congress takes back control like the Constitution intended. Then Meeks drops the hammer. Who was president in 2024? Bessent stumbles. Meeks doesn't let up. Do you believe in the Constitution? Do you accept the election? This isn't some gotcha moment. This is about defending democracy. If you can't answer whether Joe Biden was rightfully president in 2024, you're not just dodging. You're undermining the will of the people. And that's un-American. Then the hypocrisy. Trump claimed credit for the economy in 2024 when Biden was in charge, and now blames Biden for a weak economy in 2025 while Trump's in office. Folks, this is gaslighting 101. You can't rewrite reality just because it's politically convenient. And let's talk debt. Meeks compares this to Argentina, and he's got a point. If the U.S. starts treating debt like a Trump business, 6 bankruptcies, broken promises, we're in trouble. The world watches us. Our credibility matters. And Trump's track record? It's a warning sign, not a business plan. Trump has been bailed out more times than Wall Street in 2008. Yet here comes Bessent, defending him like he's some financial genius. No real patriot would put a man like that back in charge of our economy. Gregory Meeks didn't just school Scott Bessent. He stood up for the truth, for the Constitution, and for every American tired of being played. We need more of that. We need leaders who'll fight for facts, not fantasies. And we need to call out the lies, no matter who's telling them. If you believe in democracy, if you believe in accountability, like, share, and subscribe. Let's keep the pressure on. And remember, loving your country means holding it to a higher standard.